It's one of the first songs I've ever had where it's before it's even out. People know it. I played it, like I said, I played it for some of my buddies yesterday on a golf trip, and he was like, "Oh, dude, this song's sick. How's it doing?"
Today, I have the pleasure of chatting with Mr. Chase Rice, country music singer extraordinaire. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm good, man. I'm down in Missouri. We're coming into the Ozarks, and then we're headed to Kansas City right now. So we got a show here tonight. So
right on.
We're rolling.
Cool, that's awesome. Well, you know, it's funny. Like I was looking at some of your dates and stuff like that. I actually live in Oregon, and I saw that you're going to be out here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. We head out there. We play Washington a couple days, and Oregon, and then Montana. So that's a dream for me. I love the Pacific Northwest. So.
Oh yeah, have you got to spend a lot of time out here?
I've spent a lot more time in Montana than and probably a little bit in Wyoming, more than Oregon and Washington. But people always ask me, they're like, "Man, where's your favorite place to play?" And the Gorge at Watershed, that festival is one of my favorite things that we do, and we do that here in about a week. So
yeah,
fired up for that, obviously. And then Oregon, we haven't got to as much, but I have no doubt it's going to be a blast.
Look, man, it's a beautiful state. I didn't really know much about it before a couple of years ago, and it's gorgeous. I used to live in Tennessee, which is where I think you live, right?
Yeah, I live in Nashville. I got a farm there. It's a blast. I got buffalo on the farm, and yeah, man, I live a good life out there. It's hot as hell right now in the summer.
Oh my gosh!
But yeah, it's a blast. Nashville's blown up. The city itself is on fire. So I love where I live.
Yeah. Well, that's where I came from, and I lived in Nashville for years, and then we packed up and moved out here. But listen, one of the things that I think I saw recently is that you just put in a new home recording studio in your place, right? So you could kind of do everything in house from now on.
Yeah, it's no. This was temporary.
Okay, all right, understood.
Fred Eltringham, the drummer, he walked in. He was like, "Well," he looked around. He was just like, "I know this dude ain't married." Because you walk into my living room, and it was it was drums in the living room. We had guitar and bass set up in there. We had keys laying in the front entrance of the house. The gun room was my vocal booth. It was a disaster in the absolute best way, man. It allowed us to not have time limits and allowed me to be comfortable in my own house. And we'd work from 10 to 5 every day. And then once 5 o'clock rolled around, that's when the real work started. I was playing some songs for some of my hockey buddies yesterday while we were on a golf trip. And man, this record's good. I have no idea if it's going to be the most popular record I've done. I believe it will be, because it's not only good, but it also has hits on it, and that's tough to do. And I know people will laugh at that, but man, it's a wild west we live in the music world, and I feel like the only way you succeed is by doing what you are best at and by what you want to do, as opposed to chasing some trend. You know what I'm saying? So this is the first record I've done where I can look at it and be like, man, we weren't trying to do anything else. You take influences from other stuff. And this record, man, if it was influenced by anything, it was just influenced by where I am in my life right now. And I'm fired up to get it up.
That's awesome. It's so funny that you say that, because that was kind of a line of questioning I was going to have, was like, as far as working on a new record, like what kind of influences you might be looking at. And you're just kind of like looking inward at this point.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
A good way.
And one of the new tracks, Key West in Colorado, which fans know about. And you dropped a teaser, right, on your Instagram for it. Is that right?
Yeah, we've been promoting it for a little while. I played it acoustic a bunch. It's one of the first songs I've ever had where it's before it's even out. People know it. I played it, like I said, I played it for some of my buddies yesterday on a golf trip, and he was like, "Oh, dude, this song's sick. How's it doing?" And I was like, "Dude, it's not out yet." So he knew it so he said, "How do I know this?" So just from socials. But yeah, that comes out, next Friday, and it's just good. There's no and that's not me being cocky. I can look at a lot of my other music and be like, questionable. But yeah, you said look inwardly. I've done that on this record. I've gotten to a place where I've faced a lot of stuff that has, been tough in my life, that I've, a lot of it's self-inflicted. But I've gone into a lot of that stuff. I've gone into some addictions, some losses, love lost, a lot of my personal life. I think I'm at the place in my life now where I just want people to know who I really am, as opposed to who they think I am. And I think this record is a good start.
That's powerful, man. I mean, that introspection, I think, is important. I think that's what sets apart, I guess, speaking as a fan, as someone who consumes a lot of music and follows a lot of people, I think that's what sets apart like a real artist and like a real person from kind of all the excess out there, is someone who can grow and be honest about their growth and acknowledge that and say, like, this is who I was and this is who I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing is, I look at, Ready, Set, Roll all the way to Gonna Want It Tonight, to Eyes on You, even to Drinking Beer Talking Got Him In. That was a huge song, but that was all 10 years of me trying to figure out what do I do best. And what I found is what I do best, and it's funny how it happens, is right how it started at the beginning, which is just me and a guitar. Me and an acoustic guitar, in its rawest form.
You talked about, kind of reflecting back on your earliest days of music. It's now. And one of the things I was thinking to myself was like, gosh, you've done so much. Like, you were a linebacker for North Carolina. You were a pit crewman. You were on Survivor. Like, and somehow you become this incredible country music star. Like, was there ever a chance that the trajectory for you diverged to something else? Was like there a moment where you almost didn't, where this almost wasn't it for you?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
Awesome.
Because I think that it happened so naturally. With NASCAR, football, NASCAR, Survivor. I think God puts things in your life that steer you where you're going, no matter what you have to say about it. And the one thing I'm pretty good at is surrendering to adventure. So I've done a good job of that. God has blessed me with a really interesting life. So I don't think there's anything else that was in the cards for me, to be honest.
Right on. I want to go back to touring for a second, because I know that you are going to be going out with Jason Aldean later this year. The Rock and Roll Cowboy Tour. Is that right? Did I get that right?
Is that what it's called?
I think that's what the name of the tour was. I'm pretty sure that's what I read on the paper.
I don't even know, to be honest. I haven't. So I'm not. I'm not very up with the times these days. I try to keep to myself, and do my own thing with friends and family, and not pay attention to what's going on out there. So I don't even know what the tour name is. But it's Jason, and I know Jason, and he puts on a hell of a show. I got to know him a bit through quarantine and just being around Nashville finally, and my new agent Austin, Jason's agent is Austin's dad, Kevin Neal. So I've known those guys for a long, long time. So I'm excited to actually get to work with Jason and get to open for him. That's been a long time coming for me to check that one off the list. And Jason's a great dude. I'm excited to tour.
Do you have like is there like a time limit or like a whenever you start kind of getting like eager or excited about like a big tour coming up? Like, does it just like show up one day and you're like, oh, it's here? Or are you like a week out, you're like, oh man, I can't wait to do this?
Yeah, this one's it's a lot different. It used to just be kind of fly by the seat of your pants, just tour. Now I'm doing less shows. So right now I'm in a great place because we're doing, like I said, we're coming the Pacific Northwest here next week. And so I'm cruising. We're having a blast this summer. We're doing our own thing, but we know this thing is coming in October. Mm-hmm. That's going to be different than the summer. It's going to be a major tour. It's going to be Jason Aldean, in arenas. So we're excited for a point where we're going to cruise into the fall. And then we also have rehearsals coming up that are going to be just awesome, that we're fired up to change the show, to give people a new show they've never seen before. We got Matt Payne helping us out on our set, which is he works with Springsteen a lot, so he's a pro. Oh, wow. And just helping us take advantage every night of what we're all best at.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. And when it comes to recording, something else I was thinking is, we've had the you get the pandemic, you had the quarantine, kind of everybody's got to lay low. It's brought out a lot of really great music from people, and I'm curious, like, do you think that what you have on the horizon would have been possible without this sort of like downtime to really sort of master and understand what you want and what you want to put out?
No, it would have never happened the way it's happened. Yeah. Not even close. Yeah, man, 2 years off was the last thing I wanted and the best thing that I needed. Just off touring, because it allowed me not only to take a break from touring. When you're touring, what I realized was, and I was getting pretty good at it, was writing hits. I wanted to put out hits that people, can sing along to live. But that's not necessarily always the songs that you really want to make for me. And I realized that. And now I didn't focus on what can I put out that's a hit. Now I've focused on what can I put out that's makes me come to life. Because if I come to life and I'm on the stage and I'm up there singing songs that I'm passionate about, love, man, people are going to love them that much more. And that's really where I'm at with this next record. It would have never happened if I'd have just kept touring. So taking the time off is huge to not just have time to write again, but also have time to live life and have something to write about.
Yeah. Well, listen, I can speak for, myself and listening to Key West in Colorado, and it's such a sincere song, and it really is catchy, because I've been like bopping around the house, just like somewhere between, like, just it comes into my head, and I'm just singing along as I'm making eggs or, taking out the trash or whatever. Chase, you've been awesome.
Hell yeah.
Before I let you go, I want to ask, just beardsman to beardsman, what do you do to take such good care of that excellent beard that you have? Because it is in just such good shape, man.
You see me, Al, yours is beautiful as well.
Thank you.
You see me doing this. It's more of it's just a habit. I always do that.
Oh no, I get it.
You got to learn your length.
Mm-hmm.
For you, obviously, you got the whole thing going. It's beautiful. But for me, this is the perfect length. I get it to about a 12 and then, maybe 9 up around the ears.
There you go.
You just got to take care of it. You got to learn your length.
I found that, like, it's better for me to have one that's a little bit longer because I'm bald and not by choice. So the like bigger beard kind of offsets the shine, a little bit here. Chase, it's been awesome talking with you today, man. I really appreciate everything. Like you said, Key West, Colorado's officially out on July 29th, but it's bopping around the internet. Hey buddy, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking time to chat today.